Okay, everybody asked for a video on how to do fractals. This is all new to me, but I'm going to show you what I have found works best. So, the main thing is on your base color, I use the the gloss varnish, Floetrol, and basics, 1/3 each, and then I add the paint extender, and they call it a flow aid, until the paint is quite thin. You do this because you don't want it to hamper your colors from growing the crystals. And then in your paints, which are all the primary elements, which are dry pigment, and none of them ever come out the color that they are in the jar, but they're absolutely beautiful. They're actually made of minerals, and that's why they do this crystal thing. You mix them, like one of these cups gets mixed with 1/4 of powder. So I've already mixed these up. So we're going to make fractals. Hopefully. I don't promise anything. But here we go. So first I lay down the white and the whole canvas. I need somebody to go in an errand and get my torch. So we're going to have bubbles. I'm going to do it just like if you're doing a torch pour. Alright. And this time though, instead of like a Dutch pour, you want to make sure you get a good majority of the paint off. I have found that you want it to be covered well, but not too much. You're not going to be covering your paint at all with the bottom. Does that make sense? Unlike a Dutch pour that you want to be able to cover, what you want is a nice clean slate with no bubbles. Alright, so just a quick torch for the bubbles. That's the only time we're going to torch it. Alright, so there's several different designs you can get on these fractals, and several different ways you can do it. You can do it by making dots, which make the coral looking fractals that people ask about a lot. Or you can make lines, or you can make almost heart-shaped. Let me show you. Let's start with, get my cans cleaned off a minute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alright. For instance, so you want to make a flower. What's your dot? Smaller dot. Smaller dot. Smaller dot. Smaller dot. And then come through with a stick or toothpick, whatever. Start this dot, pull it like that, and it'll make it look like little hearts. Then you can come in with green, and what I usually just do is just make lines. this. And these should grow fractals like mad. And you should be able to see it reacting fairly quickly. And I don't know if I mentioned, but I did put a couple drops of the fluid aid in each one of these colors. Alright, the other way you can do it is you can just do puddles like you would if you were pouring. Just doing a regular pour. And just make a puddle. Dot in it. And you're going to be surprised how much it grows. And the more it grows, let's look at those bubbles. Get those off. The more it grows, the more the other colors will work in there. Let's see. How I got the coral corals was similar to this, so let's see. Let's put in some, see if we can make some red corals like I see in the ocean. And I'm going to help them a little bit because I want kind of to go this way and this way. This way. And I think I want the bottom corals to be sitting on a purple leaf in here. And then maybe we have some kind of tall, strange coral up here. More bubbles. Let's pop those bubbles. Some kind of strange sea life. As you can see, it's already making the crystals. What's funny is that I've never torched it before because I've never had bubbles like that, and I'm curious if that made a difference. So yeah, I'm learning too. So there you go. Let's see, what colors haven't we put down yet? Let's do some more green over here. What you don't want to do is get everything too close together. If it's too close together, then it will stop wherever you were. Like, for instance, if it runs, this red runs into that red, it will not grow any further. It just won't go any further. Just will stop. Like these are probably going to go right up to that orange. Let's see. What we can do is add to that. Yes. Oh no. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, I think you're getting the basic idea and how quickly this works. I think we need some orange inside of our red dots. purple doesn't seem to be reacting as much as the others. Not sure why. May not have as much of the stuff in it. The flow stuff. No, I think I'd have to put something in here, but I'm not really sure what. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted you to get the idea of how to do this, and that was the whole purpose of this, so I'll just let this go and let it sit for a minute. I want to see what happens. I really love that one. This is looking like a sea, kind of sea creature thing. I think we need another blue one to keep it company. That is so beautiful. I think the orange just doesn't have enough of that fluid extender in it. I mean, or it's not well mixed, because it looks beautiful there. And it's definitely a trial and error. It's taken me several paintings to work this out. And then I can show you in other videos if you really want me to. This is my first, so give me a break if it's terrible. But I have done several now that have been pretty successful, and I'm pretty proud of them. So I have now put one into a Dutch pour, and I was able to get the fractals to come through on the Dutch pour, which came out really amazing. I think this red is just, this is too straight of a line. Here's a friend. Alright, so I should let this sit and come back and see what it's done in a few minutes. But you can see how quickly it's working. So those are the different kind of fractals I figured out how to make so far. Got your coral ones, the ones off of lines, dots, what I call the heart fractals, the star ones. But pretty much however you put them, and you can see it right here that how this ends where it hits those fractals. So you have to keep that in mind when you're planning a painting. If you want a fractal to do this, you gotta make sure there's nothing around it, because it's not going to go further than it can. However, if you look at this, which is absolutely beautiful, the color that I put on top is going where that blue went, and it will color that. So I'm going to pause it, and I will show you the finished product after it has about a half an hour to finish doing its thing. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to do its magic, I thought I would go through once more the recipe that I've come up with. I use 1/3 Floetrol. You can use whatever medium of that same sort that you like. I find that I can use this with other ones, and it helps cheapen the cost. I used 1/3 of the Liquitex gloss varnish. You can use the Liquitex pouring medium. I like the gloss with the elementals because they're very shiny and it makes the base shiny as well, and it just comes out with a better finish. And then 1/3 of Liquitex just basic white, titanium white, and then I add the Liquitex Flow Aid, and it's called it can be called a fluid extender. That's what goes into the white, and you mix that until it is pretty runny. You don't want a whole bunch on the canvas. You want it to just cover it like it's a slick surface. Then the primary element colors, they come in these little, I think they're 30 milliliter containers, that they're powders. You mix them, one of these cups is 1 ounce, so you mix 1 ounce of their medium. From what I understand, you can use Liquitex pouring medium as well. I don't know about Floetrol. I love their Polypore. I don't work for them. They haven't given me anything free, but I've been really happy with it. And you use 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon of the powder per ounce. And you saw how little I used on that entire painting. I have tons left over to do another one. And then about 3 or 4 drops of the paint extender per one of these cups. But one of these cups, I would do about half for 5x7. One of these cups would do, well, I had one of these cups for 10 colors and did an 18x22, if that gives you an idea. Anyway, so that's how I mixed them. And it took me a while to get the ratios right, but what I have figured out is it's all about the density of the paints, and they have to be allowed to flow. And don't mess with them. Just let them be, because if you start tilting them or anything, you're going to lose them. So you kind of have to plan out what you want it to look like ahead of time. So anyway, boy, the painting is looking gorgeous. So anyway, thanks a lot, and we'll go back to the painting when it's done.